Here we are, welcome back to the channel for the latest video on GT7, and we're looking at this week's daily races. As usual, access that for your sport mode and we click on to daily races. So daily race A for this week, we're at Laguna seca in the GR4 car. We're on 5 laps, racing medium tyres, but it has to be a front wheel drive GR4 car, so the Mazda 3, Audi TT is your pick there. So if you fancy taking a front wheel drive GR4 car down the corkscrew, then daily A is your race. Daily race B, we're at 5 laps at Spa in a GR3 and we're on racing soft tyres, so yeah, this should be quite fun. Probably pick of the week for this one, straightforward. No setup required in that one. Daily race C, we're at Deep Forest again in a GR3 car, 14 laps around here. We've got fuel times 2 and we've got tyre wear times 7, so racing hard or racing medium tyres you can select from there. So this race is a setup race, so you can change anything from suspension to differential, that kind of thing. So you need to kind of know your setups, and you'll need a decent setup I think on this one to compete. So no pit stops required on that one, so a couple of strategies, maybe a hard no stop might be the one. But we're going to concentrate on daily race B, and we're going to do a track guide on this one. So we can choose from any GR3 car. We're going to choose the Supra. Make sure that you're on your racing soft tyres. Click onto qualifying time trial and away we go. So for assists on this one, we've got no traction control, the counter steer we've got off, ABS we're running on default, and brake balance we've got +2 to the rear. You can play around with that a little bit. +2 I preferred, because it allows me to get the car rotated a little bit easier, but you can have a little play with that one. So, as usual, we're using a Ghost, I think from the P1 or P2 in the world, just as reference. Let's come to the first hairpin. We're looking for that 100 board on the left-hand side. We're going to brake in just after that, in a straight line. We're going to come down to first gear. Really get as close as you can to the inside. I'm going to shift up to second on the exit. Be careful not to run too wide there, because that will ruin your run all the way down through Eau Rouge and Radion. They're absolutely flat out in Eau Rouge, one of the most iconic corners in the world. So you need to go as far left as possible to open up this right-hander. So you come here, stay as close to the right as you can. On the left-hand side, you can cut all this curb on the left. Kind of straight line that as much as you can. Don't be turning too much there, because that'll ruin your run onto this big, long, straight. So coming up to the next one, we're looking again at that 100 board. Then we're going to brake in just about level with that, or just after, definitely before the curb starts. We're going to come down to second gear and come up the brakes, let the car turn in. We're going to shift up to third, have a tiny tap of the brake down to second, accelerate in third gear again, stay to the left hand side as much as you can to open up this right hander. We'll accelerate into fourth gear, stay as close to the right as you can and use all the track on the exit. The next one is a tricky braking zone, so we're looking where the curb starts on the left hand side. And we're braking just before we get to that curb. So this one, yeah, the back end can really step out on you on this one, so be careful when you come down on the gears, don't come down too fast. We're going to double shift up into third, extra traction. So where the red marks are on that fence, that's where we want to be braking. We want to tap the brake, stay into third gear, then we want to accelerate into fourth, get as close to those cones on the left hand side without touching them. Up into fifth gear. Next time we're looking for is the 50 board on your right hand side, and we're braking just after we pass the 50 board into fourth. Let the car kind of swing in a little bit, and as early as you can, get on that throttle. You don't be running too wide there. Up into fifth gear. This next tricky long chicane, so use the kind of gantry above us as a braking reference. We're braking just about as we're going under there. Come to second gear again, come off those brakes, let the car rotate in, accelerate into third gear. Careful on the throttle there, not to accelerate too hard because you will spin. As the car kind of straightens up, a little dab on the brake. And we're staying in third gear all the way, power out the corner. Next one, where the curb starts on the left hand side, brake before you get to there. In a straight line, off those brakes, accelerate into third gear. Use all the curb on the left hand side. This next one you can take flat out if you get the line right. It's very, very difficult to get that one right, but avoid the cone on the right hand side. We'll get as close to it as you dare. Careful again not to run too wide there. So the next corner, absolutely flat out, no lifting at all, but nice and smooth with the steering. And for the last important braking zone, we're looking for the 150 board. We're braking just after there, braking a straight line for as long as you can. Go down to first gear, take as much of this inside curb as you can. We go up to second, a little bit of acceleration, a little dab of the brake back into first, and then back into second again to exit the corner. Not a bad lap. We're coming across the line for a 2 minutes 14.712. So a lot of time to gain. We did a few laps and fairly happy with the lap time. Plus P50 in the world at the time of recording. So hopefully some nice pointers there that can help you improve your lap time. So a fairly solid lap. Like I said, a lot more time to gain. We'll have a look at the chase cam. First corner, very important to get this one right because you can lose so much time going down into Eau Rouge and Radion. Take as much inside as you can. This car's got quite good traction in second gear. Be careful not to stamp on the throttle too hard. Another thing to say, do not rev this car out. You're revving around about 3/4 of the way up. That's the power range in this car, so you don't be revving the car out fully. So we get a nice run onto this back straight enough. This should be quite a decent race. 5 laps around Spa with GR3 cars and racing soft tyres. It's something that we normally do open lobby racing with, so yeah, strange that PD actually go for a combo like this. They're not usually one to run soft tyres. Normally it's race mediums, or most of the time, 9 times out of 10 it's always racing hard, so it's nice to see them use soft tyres for once. Without any tyre wear, that is, as well, which is nice. Very tricky section this bit, really tricky corner to kind of get right. Be careful on the braking in that downhill section. Little dab of the brake there, just get that front end pointed in. You can see how much of the track that we're actually using there. Pretty much all the way around, we're using as much of the track as possible. Very important one to get right as well. Really fast corner, but really easy to get wrong and understeer. Next tricky section coming up. Going to brake in a straight line, turn in, second gear. Just feel the car kind of slide into that corner a little bit. That's why I put my brake balance on +2. Just helps me kind of with the rotation of the car a little bit. And with this corner as well. As you turn in, you get that extra bit of rotation. I've tried it on -1, -2. It is a little bit more stable on the brakes, but I don't get that rotation with this car. So for me, +2 seems to work quite well. But like I said, give that a go and see what you think. So absolutely flat out for this whole section now up to the last corner. This corner nice and smooth, flat out. Don't clap the curb too much on the inside because that will throw your car out. We look at that 150 board just after that. Brake in really, really hard. Take as much of that curb as you can. Well, it turned a little bit too early there for that last left-hander, but nonetheless, a fairly solid lap. And as usual, we'll leave you with a replay. Like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know if this does help. A lot more content on the channel. We do daily track guides, we're in the RTR League Racing, CTC Cup action, and also the 2 million credit track guides too. So that's it for me. Have fun, happy racing, and I'll see you all on the next one. Laters.